Welcome back. Today, the workshop, we're going to talk about the business plan. But first of all, here's a jingle. Today is the first in a series of videos that we're going to make looking at the business side of the Woodgrafter. So far we've been focusing on building out the workshop, purchasing the tools that we want to use and really getting ourselves established so we can make stuff. But that's only one part of the story. The second part of the story is very much around the business, and the place that we start is the business plan. So if you're like me, you're turning your passion into some sort of business, you need to create the business plan. This could be for you. A lot of people get very intimidated by a business plan. When they think of the business plan, they're thinking of a large document full of market analysis and forecasts and projections, and it's really complicated. And they also start to think that they need to get external help on there, so hiring the lawyers or the accountants and solicitors and looking at all the finances. And nothing could be further from the truth. And although you can go down that road if you want to, you'll be spending a lot of time and a lot of money to create a document that you put in the drawer, say I've got a business plan, and then probably don't revisit again for another 12 months. What you really need is a document that's going to guide you on a journey. And just think about that for 1 second. If you're going to build a piece of furniture, I don't know, or a sysboard as we've seen, you wouldn't really start without a plan. You wouldn't start by not knowing the sizes and the dimensions and what the end product needs to look like and what it needs to do and the materials you need to buy and the wood that you're going to use. And the same with your business. Why would you start out on a business journey if you didn't know where the end point was or what the end point looked like? So this is what your business plan is about. And as well as giving you the end point, just as we break down a piece of furniture into steps that we actually assemble in our sysboard, we created the base, we created the panels, we created the top, we created the drawers, we fitted it. Just as we broke that down into steps on a journey, that's what your business plan does. So a good business plan will help you to understand what your vision is. Where do I want my business to go and what do I want my business to do? A good business plan will allow you to understand the steps on the journey, the things that you need to do to build your journey. And a good business plan will be revisited on a regular basis. And one of the best bits of learning I've got so far is that your business plan is probably out of date within about 2 to 3 weeks time. So if you're not revisiting it on a monthly basis, you've probably sort of got it wrong somewhere along the lines. So your business plan is important. It's the guiding document that takes you on the journey to building your business. And it's no different in concept than creating a plan for building out a piece of furniture. So where do we start? The concept I'm going to talk to you about is known as lean business planning. And it's lean because we're always revisiting it. And it recognizes the fact that actually we don't have all the answers. In reality, we don't even know what all the questions are. And we're going on a journey to build a business. And it's just that. It's a journey. And we're going to fall along the way. We're going to get some success along the way. But we don't really know the course that we're going to chart. We just know that we're going to build the business. And the lean approach, lean business planning, really helps you to bring that to reality. So we can control it, but we don't restrict the journey. We don't constrain ourselves overly, and it becomes the guiding Bible. Our business plan is going to have 5 key elements inside it. The first element is the mission. Why are we setting up a business in the first place? The second one is the vision. What do we want our business to do? What do we want our business to be? The third element are the tactics. What are the things that we need to get done in order to build our business? The fourth element are the metrics and the measures and the milestones. What are the things we need to achieve and when do we need to achieve them? And how do we know we've actually achieved them overall? And the fifth element is the forecast. What's the money? How much money do we need to invest? What returns are we expecting to get? And if you have those 5 elements, that's all you really need in a business plan. So let's start with the mission. The mission is your personal statement. Why are you setting up a business? Could be anything. I'm setting it up because I want to make money. I'm setting it up because I am really passionate about making and building things for people, and I want to do more of that. Could be a whole variety of reasons, but it's got to be personal to you, and it's got to be real. It's got to be achievable. I want to be a millionaire. Well, if you want to be a millionaire, you probably shouldn't be looking at woodworking because that ain't going to happen. So what's personal to you? So for me, my mission, I want to build a business that focuses on something I'm passionate about so I can build things for people. The things I build, I want them to outlive me. That's it. That's why I'm doing this. Everything else is core to that key mission. That's what it's about. That's what I'm passionate about. And that's the focus that I want to keep for my business. So that's your mission. Now, once you've set your mission, the second thing that you want to look at is your strategy. Strategy is about three things. Identity. What is your business? Who is your business? What is your business about? What is that core identity for your business? What's the market that you're trying to go after? What's happening inside that market? And then what's the offering that you're taking into that market? If you can answer those three things, this is what I want my business to be. This is my identity. This is the market I'm going after. And here's the offerings I want to take to that market. You're well on your way to having your strategy nailed. And it's not going to be complicated. We're not looking for pages and pages and pages of documentation here. We're looking for three key things: identity, market, offering. So if I look at the identity of the Woodgrafter, I want the Woodgrafter to be known for two things: quality, community. Quality is I want to be recognised for creating a quality product that people want to buy. And I want to make it accessible, so I want to do that at a fair price to people. The community is I want to be recognised for bringing together a community of like-minded makers who want to go ahead and build their own business. That's it. That's the Woodgrafter identity. Quality, community. The market I'm going after, well, there's actually three markets I'm going to go after initially. And again, the plan's flexible, so that might change and it might tune as we go. But the first market is the craft market. I want to create large volume, low cost products that people can buy quickly and easily on the internet or on craft fairs. And that's so I can start to create a core of the business that starts to get some revenue coming back in. Quick to make, low cost, things that people want to buy. The second market is a limited editions market. This is the market where you design something once, a cabinet, a bedside table, whatever it may be, and then you can build it to order many times. And we understand how to do it, how it comes together, different types of material can be used, different finishes can be applied, but it's fundamentally the same design. And that's something that people can quickly buy again on the internet. They can see what they're going to get, they can order it. It's a product I can take into shops and stores or start working with designers so they can understand what they're going to get. And it starts to expand that market out a little bit. The third market I'm going after is the originals market. That's where somebody wants something that's unique, that's not been designed before, never been built before, and they want it for a very specific purpose, a form and a function type conversation. That's the bespoke market. So they're the three markets that I'm going to go after. And that understanding that market, that then defines the offerings. So I'm going to start off by addressing the easiest market, which is that craft market. And the offerings I want to take into that space obviously are things like turned pens, cutting boards, jewellery boxes, and so on and so forth. So I can now start to build a portfolio of products, my offerings, that I can take into that market. Once I get the momentum from the craft, I then can start to look at the second market, the limited edition market, and I can start to see and do a bit more research. I don't need to know what that market is just yet because I'm not going to address it. It's a known unknown inside the business plan that I can get to further down the line. Now, this is going to take me a couple of years. This is not today. This is like a 2-year view in those simple statements. So once I start to get to the bespoke market, that's where I'll probably retire. I should get enough income to sustain it, and now I can focus more of my energies and more of my time that I don't have today on doing the bespoke stuff, which is the past stuff I'm actually passionate about. So I know my identity, I understand the market as well as I need to go after, and I understand to a level the offerings I'm going to take into there. And it's all flexible, all that can change and it can all morph together, and the journey will be what the journey will be. But now I've got an idea of what it is I'm going to do and how I'm going to go after it. So the second area then are the tactics. Now the tactics are the things that we need to do to get the business moving. One of my first tactics was the creative space. I had to build a creative space that allows me to take the offerings to the three markets that we've already spoken about. That's why we spent so much time on the workshop. I know I needed to, because of my quality, giving people good quality at the lowest possible cost, I had to streamline and improve my workflow. That's why we invested so much time on building up the tool collection that optimizes my time I have inside the creative space. One of the key things behind my identity was the community, and that's why I've spent so much time on building up the YouTube presence and documenting the journey, so I can start to bring that community of like-minded makers together. My website, my channels to the market, that's another tactic. So all these are things, just a list of stuff that we need to do. So once we've got our mission, we've got our strategy, and we've got our tactics, the fourth area was then looking at the milestones, the metrics and measures. What do I need to achieve, and when do I need to achieve it? Well, I've set some milestones in YouTube. So inside the first year, I set some measures and targets, and I spoke about those in one of the previous vlog videos. But it's quite simple. It's a 250,000 minutes of videos viewed in a 12-month period, and it was 1,000+ subscribers. The reason that that's important is that's the point that YouTube starts to get excited about my channel, and they start to promote it. They allow me to use adverts and start to get some advertising revenue in. That's the point where you can start to talk to sponsors and represent their products on the channel. And all that's about funding the YouTube channel. You're never going to be rich from doing that, but it's enough to fund the channel and start to build out that revenue stream, because it's a lot of work involved in creating YouTube. So I created some milestones that allowed me to get the YouTube channel to the point where it's sustainable. That's one of my milestones, and there's some metrics around that. I set a very hard deadline. On the 1st of January, I'll be launching a website. That gives me a hard milestone that I now go and work towards, and I'll get that done. I know in February I want to have completed my workshop, and there's a whole host of things that we had to do that, and you're seeing that unfold in the workshop build series. We had to remove the old workbench. We took this wall apart and we started to kit it out with a new one so we can upgrade the electrics. We needed a storage space, so we cleared the back of the workshop and we built a storage space. I'm putting some wood storage in place so we can have the raw products of the things that we build always available to us and acclimatized to the workshop conditions, and so on and so forth. All these are milestones I set myself aligned to the tactics that underpin the strategy. Make sense? And the final thing then comes down to the finances, the sort of revenue stream, the money side of the business. Now, if you look at the workshop design, you'll see I identified loosely the tools I wanted to buy. A lot of market research went into that, and I've shared a lot of my thinking and reviewed those tools as I've gone, so you can get a view of why I'm buying the things I am. But designing the workshop up front allowed me to set some sort of budget, and I think from memory it was 10 or 11,000 UK pounds that we put on one side to say that's going to buy the equipment that we need. But equally, I have to pay an accountant each year because I don't really understand accountancy well enough to do that myself. There's some accounting software that I need. There's a cost for website hosting. There's the cost for the video stuff that we use to create the YouTube videos. All this is cost on the overall business. How am I going to charge for my time? That's something that we'll be talking about in an upcoming video. But I need to work out how much do I charge for a cutting board. I can go and Google it and I can find a price anywhere from 12 UK pounds to about 250 pounds for a cutting board. So it's a wide spectrum. But what's it going to cost me to create that, and what am I going to market that? So I'm going to be looking at the pricing strategy at some point. How much do I need to make in a year to live? Well, I'm lucky because I work full time and I'm doing this, building this business slowly over the next 3 years. You'll be different. You've got mortgages to pay, heating, bills, food, holidays. You need to have a good lifestyle if you're going to build a business. So what is that overall figure there for how much revenue do you actually need? How much profit do you want your company to make? If you just take a wage and no profit, your business will never grow. So you need profit to reinvest. All these things that we start to look at as we get into the financial side of the business. So that's pretty much it. Those 5 things in place, you have got your business plan. And the person who knows it best is you. What I've found in building the business so far is there are lots and lots and lots and lots of people who are more than happy to take your money off you for a service. Be that, hey, we can promote YouTube and we can get you to 1,000 subscribers inside a month. Yeah, here's some money, go ahead and do that for me. We can actually create your website for you and get it all moving. Yeah, great, here's some money, go ahead and do that. We can create your business plan. Every step of this journey, my email has been bombarded with people offering me a service to do it faster, quicker, cheaper, better than I possibly could. I've ignored all of that. And what I'm doing is learning this myself. And it is a steep learning curve, but it's not an impossible learning curve. And part of the video series and documenting it is so you can learn from what I'm learning about. And I'm already getting great advice back from you guys about experiences that you've had or things that you've done. So the community aspect is really beginning to work well, and I'm really, really pleased about that. So that's it for today. So we'll come back together next week and we'll look at those 5 areas and how I've applied that simple framework to the Woodgrafter business, and we will walk through the plan. And then as we get to those tactics and those milestones, I'll start to introduce you to a tool that's not very expensive that allows us now to control and manage the business plan over time. And incidentally, that tool's got great reuse because it's also the same tool that I use to manage the production of the videos. That's interesting. See you next time.